What's up, guys? I'm holding the mic away from me a little bit. It's just pushed back, so hopefully this isn't going to be the worst thing in the whole wide world. That is going to be the key. So that'll be super exciting. Hopefully it's not cool. I'm going to do the thing again where I have people around, so I have my little iPad so I can see. Okay. So we're going to play the Stanley Parable. I have not played this game. I also kind of just stumbled upon it on Steam one day, and it was 75% off the other day, so I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I didn't know the multiplayer also did this, so I haven't seen it. I don't really know anything about this game, so let's go. The end is never. The end is never. The end is never. This is going to be very exciting. Somebody's watching, so hi, hello. I'm gonna put on my blue light canceling glasses. We looking fierce and fresh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I don't think Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
It's COVID.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, well, it's COVID, my dudes. You shouldn't have showed up to the office. It's very unsafe.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, was I not supposed to do that? Okay, meeting room. I don't... Is this a meeting room? I guess not. Oh. Okay. This is... Oh, that's not good. Wait, what does it say? I hate Mondays. Ugh, me too. This... Why? Can I... Is that it? No?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, now do we enter the door on the left or do we go to the one on the right? Are we a good employee or are we not? Oh, eek, 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 eek. To the one person who's watching, do you want to answer? Can I sit? Oh, you can't even see outside. Okay. We'll go to the left because that's what they said, and I feel like right. Okay, we're going to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay. Right. Okay, let's go to the employee lounge. But none of these doors open. I don't imagine that they would open, but I'm clicking them just in case. Okay. Nothing there. Is this the employee lounge?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drinking? Do I need money?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Okay, narrator, you're making me upset.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, Okay, we're gonna follow him. Oh, no.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, we're just gonna not deal with that right now. Oh gosh. Am I never gonna be able to get back there? Was that the wrong thing? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is dark and terrifying.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We're broke Wednesdays, termination Tuesdays, marketing Mondays. Legal question mark? Okay. Office party? Oh gosh. Oh. Everyone is Oh, okay. Alright. I don't want to push the red button, Jessica, because I don't want to deal with that right now. We're just gonna go find our boss. Maybe he's here and he's just gonna be like, oh, it's COVID, go home. Free to play. Boss appreciation. Oh god. Oh, I don't like how the doors close. Ah!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I feel like I want to click everything.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow,
Okay.
just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Is that just him telling me that? Is there something that
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He
Okay.
wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
Okay.
As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
You are rude, narrator. God.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, we're not going downstairs. Don't feel like going into the depths of hell. That's locked. Why is it red? Why does this look so different? Are you gonna close? Okay. Did it close? Gosh darn it. This looks absolutely terrifying. This looks absolutely...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. Okay. Narrator. Good. Yes. That is Butchie, the fluff in the background.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I'm just... okay.
2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Hello? Oh, this is terrifying. I hate this. Okay, well it hasn't closed, so that's a good sign, I guess. Do I have to step on this? Oh, God. That's dark as hell. We're not gonna... Here we go. Okay. This is a little spooky. This is very, very spooky.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Wake up, sheeple. Stanley's gonna turn into one of those people that thinks pigeons aren't real, that they're just government spies. That's my...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Okay. Well, this is the wrong thing to do. Okay. Well, that's a lot of nonsense that I can't read. Okay, here we go.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Hi. Oh, those doors have closed. Interesting. you joining us, Lewis? Mr. Tobeans? Lewis, my boy? Lewis. Oh, yes. There he is. Okay. Well, now that I have the strength of Lewis, we shall continue. Oh, more nonsense that I can't read. They have the I Hate Mondays. Okay, I guess we gotta press this button.
Now the monitors jump to life, their true
Fire.
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
See, this is why we don't work in office jobs. Oh my gosh. What number are we? What number were we? Oh god. I don't like this button at all, but here we go.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't like it. Oh gosh.
No.
No.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Absolutely
His own
not.
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
We are strong
Wasn't it?
independent.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Dismantle. Well, that's a big old red power button. I don't think that's what we should, Yeah, I'm just gonna see what's up here. So, this is why that did literally nothing. Oh. There's one over here. Couldn't be as simple as to just stumble upon a button, as nothing ever is. What is this one? Okay, so that was 4. This is 5. Okay, that's 1, 2. Console disable. What happens? Nothing. Okay. All right. I don't know if we should press that or not. This is not good.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power,
too easy.
he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Roll credits, we're done. Haha. What is happening? Wait, was that really it?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
No.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is fake.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Sorry, what? Okay. What? Okay, so we are 427. So we're gonna try to find ourselves on that screen because, gosh darn it, we're gonna do this again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yes, this right here. His computer screen is on.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Creepy dude, narrator guy, that you're not telling me. I'm not gonna touch that because that turns it off and I feel like that needs to be on. Alright. Awaiting input. Username access. Now that's just a lot of jarble. See, they had to have been taken because nobody leaves their computers on like this. It's like bad for literally everything. Okay, obviously.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we already went through the right one, so we are going to go to the left. no, that's not what we were supposed to do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We're gonna go downstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Do I want to do this? No.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
He has a wife.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I don't think you are. Oh, no.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh my gosh. What the heck?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
What?
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So did she not call the police? Okay, we've had 2 endings so far. The 2 endings were that he just escaped this mind control facility, just beep bopped on out of there. The second one is that he killed himself, which I don't like.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean?
A lot of
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We are just gonna zip zap zop through here.
When Stanley came to a
Right.
set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do want to admire it.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room.
Click.
Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Click. Click. I love you too. Click.
Yes, really, really worth it being here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
See, I want to come over here. Oh, God.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. That's not ominous at all. Can't click anything. Clickety click clack. Okay. I love it when doors close. Oh, key card. Do I need a key card? Do not jump will cause death. Oh gosh.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Oh, no.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Herb, don't talk about my wife.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
option. Okay. So there's no way to get down there. My only option is to go through this door. Great. Can I get in here, please? I don't like this voice in my head. Eek. Okay. What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Good morning, employee. Press K on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What if I just don't press it? I'm not gonna press it. I'm gonna get in this corner in case something tries to get me. I don't think anything is gonna happen if I don't press F. I don't think the voice is gonna say anything. I just don't. Which, alright, I'll bite.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press U to watch.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press N to spend time with the boys. Oh.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
What? Press 8 to prepare dinner. Okay.
As he wandered through
What?
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh God, I love you so much, honey.
But there is no answer.
What?
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh, I don't want to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I will sit here. I will just sit here. This game is a lot more interesting than I thought it was gonna be. I'm genuinely curious as to what the heck is happening. Huh. Nothing's gonna happen until I press M, and that's it, isn't it? So the game isn't gonna continue until I press M, but you know, I kinda don't wanna press M. I keep clicking everything like that's gonna help. But it's not, it's just, I just realized it's just making like clacky keyboard sounds and like mouse clicking sounds. I gotta do it. I gotta do it to him.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Get a mirror. Please press X to question nothing. I want to question. Let's get this clear. I want to question everything. I want to do it. But again, it ain't gonna let me do that. Okay, we're just gonna have to do it, right? Like that's the thing, is that we're gonna have to press X to question nothing, and then the narrator guy is gonna come be a huge butthole about it.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
No.
And
I didn't press anything. different. This is different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Console. Welcome to the whiteboard ending.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
This just got, like, really spooky.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
What just happened? Something just happened, but it didn't pop up. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna see if it catches up on the video and if it actually came up, because something just happened. Oh, nope, it didn't show up. I don't know what that noise was. The burp, 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 burp. It's an alert for something. I just don't know how to play Streamlabs OBS. Or not play it.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
I don't know.
Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
I'm sorry?
Yes, really worth it being here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So we will do that.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
So I feel like we have gone through every possible ending except for this one. Come on, narrator dude. Tell me something snarky. Oh gosh. We gonna die.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Yep.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Oh, I don't know. What happens if I... Okay, I can't even go in these doors. So,
Oh, no, it's to the right. My mistake.
oh my gosh.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh gosh. Ladies and
Now,
gentlemen.
let's see, we went down,
screwed.
right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
We sure can't open this door? Hello? Anybody here? How are we supposed to get in this? Is the... Oh. So we're... Alright, so we're right...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
What?
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No, no. Okay. So,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll go to the meeting room because I feel like... What? Why are there so many doors?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on.
Yes, I did.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm gonna go through this way. Oh, it's a maze. This is absolutely terrifying. This is like Baldi's Basics, but I'm actually scared.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate Mondays. We're gonna leave that on.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Okay,
It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I don't like that. No more doors. Did I try to open this one? Okay, well, I did now.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Eek. Eek, 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 eek. Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
There's a glitch in the Matrix. What? Ew. What the
Now this...
fudge?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Here we go again. Restart.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost,
Lane.
I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Ah. Somebody was playing solitaire. They gonna get written up.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Don't
Hang
know
on.
what you're saying.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. feel like I did not study that enough.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm gonna stop checking doors, but I feel like as soon as I say that, there will be a door that opens. Oh god.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh, great. Great.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay, so that's the only direction I can go. This office is huge.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
Oh my god.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
This is horrifying. I don't know why this is... Cool. Jam. Alright, this is getting real. Time to put on the gamer glasses.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Gone.
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
He's gonna do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
Are we done?
whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
They both let in here.
So, okay.
That's it.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination
Would
or
agree.
the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
My heart just...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate all of this. I'm so spooked. That noise.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm still thinking about that fern.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay, I'm done.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's no reflection. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, and money crisp. Extreme bathrooms. Executive bathroom. Oh. What the fudge? Business strategy? Oh my god, no, 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 no. This is more fun. Being in this bumpy room. Don't like this at all. Just stay in here forever. This is the ending. We're just in this elevator for the rest of our lives. Good game, everyone. 10 out of 10. I just heard a shit you something something. Oh god. Oh, we're back. Okay, that was pointless.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What's happening? There's like 80 billion different endings to this, and I'm on one. I can't even. Okay, so this is no bueno. This is not good.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Great. So I've kind of done this before.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I might have done something wrong, because we've already done all of this again. But I didn't know what else to do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Tap on the screen and be like, it's that one. But you guys aren't gonna know what that is. Yo, honestly, let's just get out of here.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Probably so. You can turn.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I think he has.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Cool, cool, cool. So I can't actually press that big red button. We're gonna turn it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Next one.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
What? Okay. Cool. I just need to... Okay. So that was the Stanley Parable. How fun was that? So much fun, huh? I'm good. That was exciting. Oop. And I don't know how to end this stream because nothing's coming up. So I guess I'm just gonna close this out because I don't know what I'm doing. because for some reason it's just not working. So